Hi everyone, welcome to Yogalates. I'm so glad you're here. And I am going to record this class, but none of your names or faces or anything will be recorded. And then at the end, I'll stop the recording. And if you want to stay and talk to me or ask any questions, I'd love to talk to you. And as always, just listen to your body and modify as needed. I'm going to go ahead and read the waiver and then we'll go ahead and get started. In order to make these classes as freely accessible to our participants as possible, we will be using a verbal warning and assumption of risk at the beginning of class. Participation in this online class is voluntary. Physical activity programs may result in injury, and by participating, you assume the risk of injury that may result from your participation. We strongly recommend that you participate from a space that is suitable for this activity. For example, make sure that you've moved nearby furniture and other potential hazards. If you're participating in a yoga class or class that involves lying on the ground, we recommend using a mat, or if you don't have one, a carpeted area. Participants are encouraged to stop and if they experience pain or injury and should seek appropriate medical advice and care as needed. William Mary Health and Wellness strongly recommends that each participant have an annual physical examination and follow the healthcare advice of your provider before participating. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started in child's pose. I'm going to move my computer so you can see my mat. And as always, oh, there's Charlie. As always, if there are any problems with hearing me or anything like that, please type them in the chat. I have it up on the side. So I'll just check to make sure you guys are actually hearing what I'm saying. Bring your big toes together, knees wide, melting your chest down towards your mat. Starting to notice your breath here. Not trying to change anything, just noticing. Really spreading your fingertips wide, pressing your hips further back towards your heels to get more of a stretch in your hips and your legs. Now just bending your elbows and bringing your hands into a prayer, then bringing the thumbs to the back of your neck. Relaxing our heart down towards the mat, letting any tension from our day and our week just fall away. Taking one more deep breath in here, fill all the way up. Exhale everything out, releasing. Good, and then bringing your arms back down to the mat, walking your hands over towards the right, pressing your left hand on top of your right hand. Gentle stretch in your left side body. Then coming back to center and going over towards the left, pressing your right hand on top of your left hand this time. Then coming back to center on your next inhale, coming up to tabletop with your knees right underneath your hips and your wrists right underneath your shoulders. Really spreading those fingertips wide again, pressing especially into your pointer finger and your thumb. That helps protect your wrists. Really pulling that core up and in, having that long flat back. And then just start to release your back a little bit, letting your belly fall towards the ground. Good. And then you're going to pull your core in, coming back to that neutral spine. Starting off with this core engagement here. So then let your belly go down towards the ground, slight arch in your back, and engage your lower abs to pull yourself back to neutral. Good. Keep doing that at your own pace. This is super good for your lower back and providing your core with some stability before we start the more intense movements. Let's do one more of those, moving nice and slow. Good, and then coming into those normal cat-cows, releasing your belly down, rolling your shoulders back, looking up towards the sky for cow. Exhale into cat, looking towards your thighs, really arching your back. Good, inhale cow. Exhale cat. 2 more at your own pace. Really moving with your breath. Let's do one more. Good, coming back to that neutral spine, extend your right arm and your left leg. And And then you're going to tap your fingers and toes down. Inhale them up. Exhale, elbow to knee. Good. Inhale, extend. Exhale, tap. Inhale up. Exhale, elbow to knee. Keep going like that at your own pace. Just 2 more. Warming up your shoulder, your core, your back, and your hamstring. Good. Extending out and then releasing your hand and knee down. Going straight to the other side. So left arm, right leg, really engage that core. Then tap your toes and fingers down. Inhale up. Exhale, squeeze in. Good. Inhale, extend. Exhale, tap. Keep going. Last one. Extending out and then releasing your hand and knee down. Flipping that right hand over so your fingertips face your left hand, and then lean your body over towards the left. Stretching out that wrist here, coming back to center, touching every fingertip to your thumb one by one, then going back the other way, doing a little wrist strengthening, shaking out your wrist, then take some wrist circles to the right. And then reverse your direction. Good, and then bring that hand down. We're going to switch sides. So your left hand flips over, so your palm is facing the ceiling, and your fingertips face your right hand, and then you're going to lean your body towards the right. Coming back up to center, touch every fingertip to your thumb one by one. And go back the other way. Shaking out that wrist, taking some wrist circles towards the left, then towards the right. Good, releasing your hands down. Now flip your fingertips around so that they face your body. And you can either stay here or go back and forth a little bit, warming up your forearms, which can also contribute to wrist injuries. Good, releasing your hands back to that normal tabletop, crossing your ankles and coming back to a seat. Sitting up nice and tall, keeping your hands on your knees, bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Coming back up to center, then bring your left ear to your left shoulder. Good, inhale up, exhale to the right. Inhale up, exhale to the left. Coming back up to center, look down towards your lap. Inhale up towards the sky. Good, exhale down. Inhale up. Coming back to that neutral spine, take some shoulder rolls towards the front of the room. Then towards the back. Good, inhale your arms all the way out and up. Exhale through heart center and down. Good, inhale up. Exhale, heart center and down. Last time, inhale up and stay. And then exhale towards one side, stretching out your side body here. Forearm can be down or your arm can be extended, whichever is more comfortable. Then inhale up, exhale over towards the other side, whatever side you didn't do. Making sure both hips are on the ground and you're shooting energy out of that top hand. Coming back up to center, and then exhale, fold forward. Warming up your lower back and your hips. You can rock side to side. Coming back up to center, coming into butterfly. So bringing your feet together, knees wide, lengthen your spine. If you would like to fold, you can, but since it's the beginning of class, if you feel like any resistance in your legs, just stay up. Then coming back up to center, we're just going to hug our right knee into our chest, You can kind of rock side to side, feeling where on that hip feels the best to you. And then just switch sides. Your left knee comes into your chest. Rocking around, warming up that hip. And then coming back to just crisscross applesauce. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, twist towards one side, bringing your arm across your thigh. Inhale up. Exhale to the other side for that twist. Inhale up, back to center. Exhale your hands to heart center. And then come back into that tabletop. Tucking your toes under, press back to downward facing dog, and start pedaling out your feet here. And inhale up onto your toes. Exhale your heels down. Good. Inhale up. Exhale lower. Last time, inhale and exhale. Looking forward towards your hands, start to walk up to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Bring your arms all the way out and up. And exhale, fold back down into that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back to plank, holding here, engaging your core. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing your knees down, and then lower your body down to the ground. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, pausing here, really warming up your lower back. And exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to come back down into tabletop, and you can turn to the side if you want, so you're like the long way on your mat. We're going to come up into gate pose with our left leg out, and our right leg is just down right underneath our hip. We're going to start to fold over that left leg, stretching out your right side body and your left inner thigh. And then coming down into modified side plank. So your right hand's down, your left arm is up, and you're going to lift your left leg off the ground. Then extend that left arm over your head. We're going to start to crunch elbow to knee. Good. Inhale, extend. Don't fall like that. Exhale, squeeze. Good. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squeeze. Keep going for 3 more. Really crunching your abs in. Last 2. Last 1. Good. Inhale back to that extension, and then we're going to bend our knee, reach around and grab onto your foot or your ankle, then kick your foot into your hand, opening up your shoulder, your back, and your hip flexor with this pose. And then releasing back long. Almost done with this side. We're just going to do 3 little flows. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, hand back down to the ground. Good. 2 more. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Last time. Inhale. Coming back up to center, coming back to tabletop, then switching sides with that right foot out this time. Your left leg is right underneath your left hip. Inhale your arms up, then tip over towards the right, really rolling your shoulders open towards the ceiling. And then bringing your hands down. So that left hand is down this time, and your right arm is up. And then lift that right leg up and extend your arm over your head. Good. Start crunching your elbow to your knee. And inhale, extend. Good. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, extend. 3 more. Exhale. And inhale. Last 2. The last one, really crunch in. Good. Extending that arm out. Pausing here for a second. And then bending your back knee, reaching around, grabbing onto your foot or your ankle, kicking your foot into your hand, and releasing back long. Inhale up and over, stretching over that right leg. Exhale down. Good. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last time. Inhale. Coming back to center. Now we're just going to sit down. So our left leg is in front of that right leg. I guess not like in front of. Your left leg is bent and your right leg is out to the side. That was a bad way to explain it. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold over that right leg. Pausing here for just one breath. Exhale out. And you're going to come back up, placing that left hand behind you, coming into a back bend. So press your hips forward and extend that right arm up and over. Good. Coming back down, folding over that leg. We're going to make that into a flow. So come back up, come into your back bend, coming back down, exhale, fold. Keep going at your own pace, making this a dynamic flow. Sometimes stretches can be more effective if they're part of a movement. Really just feeling your energy flow doing these poses. Last one, folding over that right leg. Good, coming back up to center, switching sides. So your right leg is bent in and your left leg is out. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold over that left leg. Pausing here. Then coming up to center, bringing that right hand behind you. I do with my fingertips facing away from me. You can do it this way, just be careful of your shoulder. Pressing up into that back bend. And coming back to center, folding over that left leg. Inhale up, exhale back bend. Good, coming into that fold. Let's do 3 more at your own pace. Good, coming up for your last one. Then coming back to center. Good, crossing your ankles, coming back into that tabletop and pressing back to downward facing dog. You can pedal out your feet again here. Looking forward towards the top of your mat, start to walk your feet into a forward fold. Grabbing opposite elbows, just hanging out here over your legs. You can nod your head yes and no, releasing any tension from your neck. Releasing that bind, releasing your hands down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Good, 1 vertebrae at a time, rolling up to standing. Your head is the last thing to rise. Inhale, your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to plank, holding here. Just rolling your feet over so your left hand is down and your right arm is up inside plank. Coming back to center, going towards the other side. Your right arm is down, your left arm is up. And we're just going to switch sides a few times. This is alternating side plank. Really good for your entire body basically, but especially focusing on your obliques, which are your side abs. Let's do 1 more. And then come back to center, bringing your knees down to the ground, lower your body down. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. Coming down to child's pose, this time with your knees together and your arms behind you, releasing your palms up towards the sky. You can rock side to side a little bit. up from that child's pose when you're ready. And then we're going to come into puppy pose. So leaving your hips and your knees exactly where they are. Just start to walk your hands forward, releasing your forehead down to the ground, stretching out your shoulders and your back. Taking nice deep breaths here. Then coming back up to center. Start to inhale your left arm up. Exhale through your other arm to a hover, but don't place your arm down. Then inhale up. Exhale through to that hover. One more time, inhale. Exhale, bring that arm all the way through. You can extend your right arm over your head, or you can place it behind your back, looking up towards the sky. You can always also just press into the ground with your right hand. Try to roll your shoulders open towards the ceiling. Then placing that right hand down, inhale your left arm up. Bring it back down to the ground, and let's switch sides. Inhale your right arm up. Exhale through to that hover. Good, inhale up. Exhale through. Last time, inhale. Exhale all the way down. Placing that arm long. You can extend your left arm, place it behind your back, or keep it down on the ground. No matter what you're doing, rolling your shoulders open towards the sky. Then placing that left hand down, inhale your right arm up, placing that hand back down on the ground, tucking your toes under, pressing back to downward facing dog. Inhaling forward to plank, exhale back, downward facing dog. Good, inhale forward, exhale back. Keep going at your own pace. This is really good for your core and your back, and also your arms. Let's do one more. Good, and then stepping that right foot forward in between your hands, lowering down onto your back knee, and bringing both arms inside of your leg. So you're in lizard here. Keep hugging that right leg in towards your body. Feeling that stretch in your hip flexor here. And then inhale your right arm up for a twist. Exhale your hand down on the other side of your front foot. Tucking your back toe under, we're just going to come up into high crescent lunge. Going to try to bend a little deeper into that front knee so your knee is right over your ankle. Inhale, extend your arms and your legs up. Exhale, bend down, bring your arms out to your sides into goalpost or cactus arms. Inhale, extend everything. Exhale, bend your arms and your knees. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Last time, inhale. Exhale, gently place that knee all the way down to the ground. Then bring your hands down on either side of your front foot. You can untuck your back toes. Now we're in low lunge, kind of like lizard, just your hands are on the opposite side of your front foot. And you can walk your hands up onto your leg, leaving your right arm on your right leg. Extend your left arm over your head. Then bringing your hands back down to the ground. Tuck your back toes under. Step back to downward facing dog. You do the same thing on the second side. So that left foot comes forward. Both your hands come inside of your front foot. Bring that back knee to the ground. Trying to flatten your back here, not rounding. Keep hugging that left leg in towards your body. Then keeping that right hand down, inhale your left arm up. Bring that hand down on the other side of your left foot, tucking your back toes under, coming up to high crescent lunge. Then starting to extend your arms and your legs. Exhale, bending everything, lower into that lunge. Good, inhale up. Exhale, bend. 3 more, inhale. And exhale. Last 2. Last 1. Gently bring that knee down. Then bring your hands down on either side of your front foot for low lunge. Then you can start to bring your hands up onto your leg. Leaving that left arm on your left thigh. Extend your right arm up and over. Placing both your hands back down on the mat. And then stepping back into that plank, holding here. Then we're going to start to bend our knees till they're hovering off the ground, and then straighten your legs back into plank. So you're going to come into a hover. It's called bear pose. Then straighten back to plank. Good. So it's almost like you're tapping your knees on the ground, except your knees don't touch. We're just doing 3 more of these. Last 2. Last 1. Good. Come back to that downward facing dog. Start to look forward towards your hand. We're going to do pigeon first. Inhale your right leg up towards the sky. And then step that right foot forward. So your right knee comes to your right wrist and your left foot goes over towards the left side of your mat. You can tuck your toes under and kind of walk that back foot back so you have more of a stretch. First, lengthen your spine, really pressing yourself up so you feel more of a stretch in your hip flexor. And then exhale, start to fold so you feel more of a stretch in your outer hip of your right leg. You can come down onto your forearms, or you can rest your head down on your forearms, folding all the way over that front leg, making sure your left toes are flexed to protect your knee. Pausing here, giving your hips enough time to open up. Taking 1 more breath in and breathe out. Walking those hands back in. We're going to reach around with our right arm, and you can stay there, or you can bend your back knee and just hold on to your foot. Good, and then releasing that bind. Tuck your toes under and step back to 3-legged dog. Releasing that leg down, we're going to switch sides. Inhale your left leg up, stepping it forward into pigeon. You can walk that back foot back, really flexing your left toes this time. Pressing yourself up before we fold. Giving this side just as much time as we gave the other side. Taking a deep breath in, rolling your shoulders back even more. Exhale, fold either to your forearms or all the way down. Taking one more deep breath in here. One more breath out. Walking your hands back up. Reach around with that left arm. Stay there or bend your back knee, grabbing onto your foot. And releasing that foot down, tucking your back toes under, pressing back to three-legged dog, and releasing that foot. Looking forward towards your hands, start to walk your feet up, and then sit down on your mat. First, extending your legs out in front of you. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold, either placing your hands next to your legs or reaching for your toes. Trying to lengthen your spine a little bit here. And start to roll up back to center, making sure you have enough room to lie down. Put your arms next to your side and slowly start to roll back onto your mat. We're going to do a little bit of a glute and inner thigh exercise here. So first, we're going to do some bridges, but with our feet together. So your feet and your knees are pressing together. Your arms are by your sides, really engaging that core. You're going to press your hips up towards the ceiling, then lower them down so your butt is hovering over the ground. And press it back up, lower down to that hover. Good. Keep going like that. Feeling how bringing your feet together really adds engagement to your inner thighs. Also squeezing your butt at the top of each bridge. Let's do 3 more of these. Last 2. And last 1, releasing down to the ground. And then bring your legs a little wider than hips width apart. You're going to press up, then open your knees out, close your knees all the way together, lower down to a hover. Good, so you're going to press up, open your knees, close your knees to touching, lower down to a hover. Good, up, open, close, down. Keep going at your own pace, moving with your own breath. Making sure you're kind of like rolling your tailbone underneath you so that you're protecting your spine and engaging your lower abs. Let's do 1 more of these. Then lower down to the ground. Take a little break here. And then we're going to bring the soles of our feet together and knees wide. We're going to press up into a bridge, really engaging your glutes. Come down to that and hover, then press your butt up towards the ceiling. Good, really pressing your feet together to give yourself more power in your legs to lift up. Let's take 2 more. Last one, lowering down, bring your knees up to center. Bring your feet a little wider than hips width apart and just windshield wiper your knees from side to side, releasing your hips, your lower back, and your glutes. Good, coming back up to center, hugging that right knee in, extending your left leg out, just really pulling that knee in towards you to release your inner thighs that we just worked. You can rock your knee from side to side. And then switching legs, hugging that left knee in, your right leg stays extended. Rock it from side to side. Bringing both feet down to the ground. Again, coming into that Pilates tabletop with your legs at 90-degree angles. We're going to bring that right foot forward and down, tapping your toe down. Then bring it back up. Then tap that left toe forward and down. Bring it back up. Good. Really engaging your lower abs here, making sure your lower back is either all the way touching or almost touching your mat. Good. Let's take one more on each side. And bringing your arms up towards the sky, start to release opposite arm and opposite leg out. Again, really good for your lower abs. These are called dead bugs. Let's do one more on each side. Good, and then pressing your hands into your legs. Imagine you're like pressing so hard that you also have to press your legs into your hands to keep them there. You're going to extend same arm and same leg while still pressing your hand into your leg. Then coming back up to center, extend the opposite arm and leg and press the opposite one. Coming back up to center, switching sides. This is good for strengthening your hip flexors, engaging your core, and also working on shoulder mobility, especially with the pressing at the top. Let's take one more on each side. Last one. Good, coming back up to center. And then you're just going to slowly slide that right foot out like to a hover right over the ground. And then you're going to bring it back up to center. This is a super slow, controlled movement. Extend that left leg out to a hover. Then bring it back up. This is working on core stability, also strengthening all those muscles around your hip flexors that help us do a lot of things like walking, and they get really tight when we sit. So it's important to stretch them out with poses like low lunge and lizard, and to strengthen them with exercises like this. Let's take one more on each side. Coming back to center, last core exercise here. We're going to just crunch up, touch your knees, and then lower back down. Good, crunch up, tap your knees, come back down. Making sure you have the space of like an orange in between your chin and your chest, so you're not crunching your neck in. Let's take 6 more of these. Last one, lower back down. You can move your feet a little wider and then windshield wiper them again. If you feel like your neck gets tense from crunches, you can just rock it slowly from side to side, like looking both directions. And coming back up to center, hug your knees into your chest, rocking side to side. Then letting your knees come over towards the left, opening your arms out to a T and looking over your right fingertips. This stretch is really good for your IT band, your outer hip, and your lower back, and also your shoulder. Coming back up to center, bringing your knees over towards the right, opening your arm out, looking towards the left. You can press down on your right leg if you would like to. Good, coming back to center. Just extend your legs up towards the sky. You can hold onto your legs behind your thighs, behind your calves, Or you can reach your peace fingers to your big toes, whatever is most comfortable to you. This is really good for stretching the back of your legs and also releasing any tension, since your feet and your legs are higher than your heart. And then bending your knees, grabbing onto outside edges of your feet, coming into happy baby. You can again rock side to side, massaging your back. And then bringing your knees into your chest, place your hands on your knees, and then make your knees go in little circles. This is really good for releasing your lower back. Then switch directions of your circles. Then bring your knees down to the mat for Reclined Butterfly. Bring your feet together, knees wide, one hand to your belly and one hand to your chest. Relaxing your shoulders down towards the ground. Releasing any tension in your face. Those little muscles next to your eyes releasing. Your eyebrows and forehead releasing. Relaxing your jaw here. Feeling your breath. Trying to press your hand that's on your belly up towards the ceiling with every inhale. And with every exhale, feel that hand fall towards the ground a little bit. When you're ready, starting to extend your arms and your legs out on your mat. Knowing that all your hard work is done here. All you have to do is relax in Shavasana. Slowly start to deepen your breath, wiggling your fingers and your toes, knowing that you're always welcome to take a longer Shavasana if you would like to just stay here. If you want, extending your arms over your head, feeling that nice full body stretch. Bring your knees into your chest, rocking side to side. Then rolling over onto your right side. Noticing how relaxed you feel here, and knowing that you deserve to feel like this more often. Pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat with your hands at heart center and your eyes closed. Thank you so much for coming and practicing with me today. The light in my heart honors and cherishes the light inside of each and every one of yours. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for coming. I hope you liked it. I hope to see you next Tuesday for Yogalates again. I'm going to stop the recording now, so if you want to stay and talk to me, I'd love to talk to you about anything, and I'll see you next week.